Quick we're plus giving birth plus unparalleled beauty plus good luck plus multiple births plus sweet pets, Ruan, as 100 lotus that has given birth to spiritual wisdom, has gone through countless years in the mountains. As she has been practicing for thousands of years, she was shattered by this last lightning disaster and bound to a reproductive system when the flying ash and smoke were extinguished. From then on, she began to travel through various small worlds, giving birth to offspring for the son of Chi Luck in exchange for cultivation world 1. Inheritor of a wealthy family who has been drugged and a pitiful adopted daughter from a neighbor's family world 2. A conservative handsome man plus a young lady from a declining family studying abroad world 3. High-performing children who are not good at acting plus child brides who rely on others for support world 4. Empire god of war with a fertility score of 0 plus ancient earth girl with a full fertility score world 5. Childless entertainment industry tycoons plus 18th tier novices world 6. Ancient emperors with extinction plus exquisite slaves presented as tribute. The order of the world is uncertain, please look forward to more worlds. Chapter 1. The inheritor of a rich clan who has been administered with the medicine of extinction heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adoptive daughter 1. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. As soon as Ruan opened her eyes, she felt a splitting headache. As a lotus plant that has bloomed with spiritual intelligence, Ruan is fortunate. As the rolling king among the little fairies, she has been diligent and only seeking to cultivate and soar while playing in the world of other little flower fairies and seeking pleasure. I never thought that my achievements would fall short, and my entire cultivation would be destroyed by the 9th thunder calamity. I almost died. Ruan walked out of bed and looked around. She saw a small and dim room, and a pale and delicate young face reflected in the mirror on the wall. She remembered the sound in her ear that claimed to be the system at the last moment. Did she really cross over? DD System 66 is at your service. Hello host, as your body and cultivation have been shattered by lightning, you need to travel to various small worlds to complete tasks and exchange for cultivation. A familiar voice rang out in Ruan's ear again, birth system. Do we need to have children in every small world? How can we change our cultivation? Yes, host. You need to give birth to children for the children of various small worlds' fortunes. Because the protagonists of small worlds always lead to tragic fates, their unwillingness breeds resentment and destroys the stability of small worlds. Our task is to look back at time and give them a happy ending. A child can exchange for 10 years of cultivation, more is better. After completing each world, there will be points rewards that can be exchanged for gifts, and they will continue to upgrade in the future. Will you assist me in finding the Son of Luck and exchanging gifts? As a clever little fairy, Ruan quickly caught the key. Of course, the host, we have already been bound, and I will always accompany you to complete the task. The system's voice was very friendly, like a newly born demon in the mountains, making Ruan unable to help but trust. Host, you have now entered your first small world. I will first transmit the world background to you. Please note that this world is a beginner's task, which may be relatively simple but also a test. I won't be by your side this time, and the host needs to complete it on their own. As soon as the system finished speaking, Ruan's mind was flooded with information. Originally, my current body is also called Ruan. This year's freshman is the adopted daughter of the Lu family, one of the top 6 wealthy families in H country. Although the Nguyen family is not one of the 6 major wealthy families, they also have a rich family background. Both Nguyen's father and mother are scientific research talents, but they both died in a major car accident. Because Nguyen's father and Lu Binghua are close friends, and the poor Nguyen Ruan has no other relatives, she was adopted by the Lu family as an adopted daughter. The Lu family has a complex population, with Mr. Lu and his wife having 3 sons and 2 daughters, and countless illegitimate children. Recently, Mr. Lu's health has been poor, and there have been constant internal conflicts and undercurrents within the family. Lu Binghua was extremely busy and urgently needed to stabilize his position as the head of the family, with no time to care about Ruan. It has been 3 months since the passing of Ruan's parents, and Ruan lives in a small building next to the main building of the Lu family. 2 months ago, Lu Binghua transferred Ruan to the famous aristocratic college, Qingqing International University, under the guise of letting Ruan and their son, Lu Zhanyuan, take care of each other. Unfortunately, photos of Lu Zhanyuan and Ruan walking together were uploaded to the campus network. As influential figures in the Qingqing International University and high school departments, Lu Zhanyuan's group of small fans and supporters cannot tolerate the male god being tarnished like this. Ruan, who came home on duty late yesterday, was stopped in the bathroom by Chen Mengdai, Lu Zhanyuan's #1 little fan sister, leading a group of little sisters, and hit her head between pushing and shoving. My original personality is inherently soft, shy, and introverted, but my usually quiet personality since my parents passed away has become even more timid. Under pushing and beating, she dared not resist, let alone the large number of people on the other side. The result was dragging wet clothes and hair back to the small building in a disheveled state. The Lu family, busy with the battle for the family head, did not notice anything unusual about Ruan. The poor little girl was already weak and worried, and that night she developed a high fever and died in despair. System, who is the father of my future child? Ruan sighed and also paid attention to her task object. Host, the male protagonist of this world, Gu Zhanxing, the heir of the Gu family, is your current neighbor. At the age of 31 and 18, he was kidnapped and drugged, and since then, Gu Zhanxing has developed a sense of rejection towards women. However, the Gu family has been passed down for 10 generations, and by this generation, they have become extinct. Despite being the son of Tianxian with outstanding abilities, they were persecuted by multiple parties and drowned in the sea. In the end, the family was destroyed and the Gu family was completely devoured. The system's cheerful electronic speaker said, "Host, please remember that besides giving birth, you also need to fill the small world with completeness and plot stability to the best of your ability. This can earn you a higher rating and more rewards. At the beginning of this game, we will give away 2 dragon and phoenix pills and multiple birth pills, as well as 200 points. Next, the host can choose props." An electronic light screen appeared in front of Ruan, listing a list of goods on it: birth pill, birth female pill, birth male pill, dragon and phoenix fetal pill, twin pill, multiple pills, false pregnancy pill, painless pill, body fragrance pill, powerful pill, charming and charming pill, dark fragrance floating pill, beauty pill, 100 poisons not invading pill, purifying body pill, enlightenment pill, baby protection pill, ecstasy pill. At the bottom is a heart-to-heart item, and further down is the gray area, which should be unlocked later. System, what is this? Host, this is a prop provided for this world, you can choose whether to purchase it or not. The system continued, the host can purchase items as needed, and the types of items will continue to increase as the task is completed. Ruan roughly checked all the products. Since it was a childbearing task and the starting points were limited, Ruan bought Baotai pill, Qiji pill, painless pill, and Baidubu invasive pill. In the end, he spent 80 points to win a special item with the same intention. Although the price was painful, Ruan always felt that it would play a crucial role. Thinking of the pale face in the mirror, she added 2 more beauty pills and body fragrance pills. As her heart moved, the pill arrived in her hand, and Ruan swallowed it without hesitation. As a little flower demon, she still loved beauty very much. After all, a beautiful face is always disadvantageous. Host, I look forward to meeting you in the next world and wish you a pleasant experience. Watching Ruan make the right choice, there was also a hint of sincerity in the farewell of 66. Because the Lu Binghua family did not live in the old house, Ruan only had contact with the 3 members of the Lu family during these 3 months. The Lu and Gu families are close friends, and Lu Zhanyuan and Gu Zhanxing are also friends. Coupled with being neighbors, the chances of meeting each other greatly increase. But currently, Lu Zhanyuan has no emotional attachment to this sister who broke in halfway, and has been a nodding acquaintance for the past 3 months. Wan planned in her heart and decided to start with this cheap brother. Today is Saturday, and the top priority is to go to the hospital to see if there is any head injury. Wan, who walked out of the small building, didn't even meet a servant, indicating the status of the adopted daughter of the Lu family. I took a taxi directly to the hospital. The head injury is not severe, but it is necessary to shave off the hair next to the wound and bandage it. Fortunately, a large amount of hair can be covered, and after applying the medicine, it is wrapped in thick gauze, which looks very scary at first glance. Because she caught a glimpse of black, white, and gray clothes in the original owner's wardrobe before leaving, Wan decided to make a big purchase and transform herself. Although she was originally an adopted daughter of the Lu family, her parents left a considerable inheritance, and Wan is now a reliable little rich woman. The little fairy, who had never experienced the pleasure of shopping in the world, couldn't control herself and completely opened up the buying and selling mode. The shopping guide in the mall laughed uncontrollably. After agreeing on the delivery address with the salesperson, Wan went home with ease. The service provided by the big brand is very good. She delivered the goods to her doorstep shortly after she arrived home. After trying to arrange her clothes properly, Wan felt waves of dizziness. She rested on the bed for a while, and the sky gradually darkened. The sound of cars came from the courtyard, and looking out through the small window, it was Lu Zhanyuan who had returned. As he is about to graduate from college, he rarely goes to school anymore, and his focus is on the company side. Wan quickly changed into her newly bought light pink dress and saw her fairer and more delicate face in the mirror. The effect of this beauty pill was also too significant, and she covered her complexion with loose powder. Very good, very perfect. A cute and heartwarming image of a little white flower after being bullied. After tidying up, Wan decided to meet his cheap brother for a while. Chapter 2. Inheritors of a wealthy family who have been drugged with elixirs. Heavy multiplication. Neighbor's poor adoptive daughter 2. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Lu Jia is currently entering the entertainment industry, and Lu Zhanyuan is mainly responsible for a media company. Because the company's business was not ideal this quarter, after washing up, Lu Zhanyuan went to the study to work overtime to handle company affairs. As Wan walked past the courtyard of the main building, she faintly heard the sound of a kitten, meow, meow. Wan found a small, chubby yellow fluff in the rose bushes next to the fence. He was constantly twisting his little buttocks, trying to pull his hind legs out of the tangled flower branches. Puzzling, ha ha ha, her laughter startled the kitten, and her glass-colored eyes looked over cautiously. Meow, don't be afraid, I'll save you. Wan avoided the spikes and carefully held the kitten out of her palm. The kitten looked like it was only 2 months old, but after being held in Wan's arms and brushed her fur a few times, it relaxed and extended its little tongue to lick her chin. When she was still a little fairy, Wan was loved by the small animals in the mountains. Little wild rabbits and little civets both liked to stick to her. Perhaps this characteristic has also been brought over. There was no one in the living room, so Wan played with her kitten on the sofa. The cat pounced curiously, twisting its short and chubby body, making her laugh uncontrollably. Lu Zhanyuan, who came out of the study, looked up and saw his sister laughing happily on the sofa. A small, jade-like face of Zhang Yingying is no less than that of a popular actress. The pink dress makes her skin fairer, and her soft hair hangs on both sides. Her head is injured at some point, and the tangled gauze adds some fragility. Lu Zhanyuan was amazed by the beauty of this younger sister, and this was also the first time he had seen Wan's face clearly. So, is the younger sister so beautiful? Brother, you're back. Look, this is the little cat I just found in the courtyard. It's so good. Ruan's bright eyes looked at Lu Zhanyuan walking down the stairs. Lu Zhanyuan has a slightly gentle appearance, with a height of 185 plus and thin muscles. His frameless glasses cover the sharp edges of his eyes, and he carries the image of a wealthy young man like a jade stranger. No wonder he can attract a large group of fans. Perhaps it's someone else's lost kitten. What's wrong with your head? Lu Zhanyuan picked up the water cup from the dining table and frowned, asking, yes. I accidentally slipped and knocked on the pool in the school restroom. It's okay, I've already bandaged it. Ruan lowered her head and stuttered a bit. Lu Zhanyuan's intuition is that Ruan is lying, and the tuition fees of Qingqing International do not allow water stains on the toilet floor. He didn't ask further, and as he looked at his sister like a frightened little rabbit, a hint of pity inexplicably appeared in his heart. Her parents suddenly passed away, and she has been too busy lately to notice this sister. Take a good rest at home in the next 2 days. Don't worry about the school. If you change your dressing, ask Manager Li to take you to the hospital. Upon hearing Lu Zhanyuan's slightly concerned voice, Ruan knew that Brother Qin had softened his heart. Thank you, brother. I really like this little cat. Can you help me find its owner? If it's a stray cat, I want to adopt it. Ruan held the cat up in front of her, and it meowed to Lu Zhanyuan with a cute and milky voice. As Lu Zhanyuan gazed at the cat cub in front of him, gene gradually layered, he felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity. The Gu family has a golden and layered big cat, which is the love of Grandma Gu. Recently, Mr. Gu was in poor health and Grandma Gu accompanied him abroad for treatment. That cat seems to have been delivered to Gu Zhanqing's side, but when did it litter? Moreover, it is very clean on its body, and there is a high probability that it escaped. This cat may belong to the neighbor's house. Could you please help take care of it first? I'll check later. Okay brother, I'll buy some snacks and toys for the kitten first. Ruan opened the same city shopping app and pondered in her heart whether this could be the little cat of Gu Zhan's expert. Lu Zhanyuan took a photo of the cat lying on top of her and sent it to Gu Zhanqing. Brother Gu, is it your cat? It looks like it's the same breed. Gu Zhanqing is at a hotel in H City and has just finished his video conference. Unlike Lu Zhanyuan's temperament, he exudes a cold and piercing aura, with a firm jawline and three-dimensional facial features complementing each other. At the age of 31, his achievements in business are no less impressive than his stunning appearance. Gu Zhanqing picked up his phone and happened to see a message pop up window. In the picture, the little cat was lying comfortably on the legs of a girl in a pink dress, with delicate fingers combing through her soft fur. It's the little cat from my own house that got lost this afternoon. No one knows that Gu Zhanqing is a perfect hand and foot controller. In the picture, there is a small red mole on the outside of his ring finger, which made him take a few more glances. Gu Zhanqing called the butler to inform everyone not to look for the kitten anymore. He will take it back. It's from my house. The mischievous little cat ran out today. Can you help take care of it for 2 days? I'll go back to pick it up the day after tomorrow. A low and pleasant voice rang from Lu Zhanyuan's phone. Ruan is the neighbor's cat, he will come to pick it up the day after tomorrow. Lu Zhanyuan explained as he walked towards the restaurant, my parents are on a business trip today and it will take about a week. Let's eat first. We may need your help to hand over the kitten to the neighbor then. Okay. In that case, Ruan picked up the kitten with a hint of reluctance, then I can't take care of you, meow meow. Today's dinner was particularly warm, and Lu Zhanyuan specially asked the kitchen to make a bowl of cat rice and milk for the kitten. Ruan also allowed Lu Zhanyuan to experience his sister's warmth and comfort very well. After a meal, Lu Zhanyuan's expression relaxed and his words gradually became gentle. After a pleasant dinner, Ruan returned to the small building with her kitten. As a kitten cat, Ruan immediately triggered the second sleep skill when she placed it in the newly purchased cat's nest, making her laugh and cry. In fact, Wan had heard that deep voice early on, and the little kitten was really a lucky cat. As the saying goes, knowing the enemy and knowing oneself can lead to 100 victories. After washing up, she started lying in bed brushing her phone and collecting information about the male lead. Gu Zhanxing, a leader among business elites, stands out among a group of bald and greasy CEOs with a seductive face, a height of 190, and an irresistible inverted triangle figure under a suit. With his exceptional personal abilities, he emerged from the top of the list of the youngest billionaires and was later revealed to be the heir to the 6 major wealthy families. Surrounded by countless bees, waves, and butterflies, one after another, moths were eager to capture this flower of the mountains. According to rumors, there was once a wealthy woman who couldn't cure her illness. After losing face in the circle, she revealed that Gu Zhanxing couldn't have children and would never have children in her lifetime. This statement had an impact on the stocks of the Gu family, but fortunately, Gu Zhanxing calmed the situation with ruthless means. But since then, this gossip has been widely circulated, and as he grows older, it has not yet spread rumors, and there is also a growing trend towards it. As the drowsiness gradually arrived, Wan allowed herself to fall asleep and became increasingly eager to meet the male lead for the first time. Chapter 3. The inheritors of a rich family who have been administered with the medicine of extinction heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adoptive daughter 3. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. On a sunny morning, Wan, who had slept in, felt particularly beautiful in her mood. After washing up, there is a breakfast specially prepared by the butler in the main building. In the past, Wan did not receive such treatment and usually went to a breakfast shop outside to solve the problem. Manager Li is an elderly member of the Lu family, amiable and adept at judging the situation. Miss Wan, yesterday we made an appointment with the hospital for a dressing change in the morning. After you have had your meal, we can leave. Manager Li waited at the dining table. Okay, by the way, take the kitten with you. Yesterday, we went to the pet hospital to see if we need deworming. Wan is enjoying delicious soybean milk, and the cooking skills of the Lujia chefs are very good. Okay, I'll arrange it now. Holding the kitten with hiccups, Wan set off. The results of the follow-up examination at the hospital were very good, and a square gauze patch was also applied to the dressing this time. Fortunately, the kitten is very healthy. Currently, the month is too small to do deworming and bathing. The vehicles shuttle smoothly through the traffic, and the little fairy who is truly in contact with modern cities for the first time is staring intently at the high-rise buildings outside. Miss Wan, the young master is on a business trip to a subsidiary in the neighboring city today and will be back tomorrow afternoon. I hope you can be the young master's dance partner and attend the banquet together tomorrow night. Lee Butler's voice suddenly rang out in the car. Brother. Alright, what kind of banquet is it? As a little fairy, it's still my first time attending a banquet. But it seems that she hasn't received any cheap letter from her brother yet. Manager Lee, can you give me your brother's contact information so that I can add him as a friend? Okay, it's Miss Chen's birthday banquet. Do you need to add the party decorations? Yes, I haven't prepared any clothes yet. Could you please take me to a suitable shopping mall? After being reminded, Wan realized that she didn't have the formal dress required for the banquet yet. Okay. You can go shopping again. The vehicle deftly turned and headed towards the shopping mall under the Lujia brand. There are various styles of formal dresses, and any style that Wan likes or has not tried before will be taken. After all, there are countless banquets and parties for wealthy families, and there won't be too many formal dresses. Even Meow and Wan paired her with a gorgeous little dress. Consumption is naturally cheap. Brother pays the bill, but when Butler Lee swipes his card, his charm skyrockets. When passing by the lingerie store, the butler and bodyguard were waiting outside, while Wan held the kitten and went shopping together. Ruan, the inexperienced mountain demon, is so soft that she loves the colorful styles of underwear. Originally, xiaoyi could be made so exquisitely. In addition to underwear, there are also various well-crafted, pure or charming small skirts. The scattered female customers in the store are also kept at a suitable distance by the staff to ensure that they do not disturb the shopping experience. Bao, do you want to go to the red makeup party tonight? According to reliable sources, Hua Xiao and Gu Xiao will also go. Really? Is the news reliable? How could I hear that something new has arrived? Definitely reliable, don't you believe me yet? But what kind of new product is it? The newly opened pink diamonds in South Africa. If that's the case, then I definitely have to go. Hurry up, let's first choose the clothes. The night is a mask auction, and I still need a mask. The conversation between the two beautiful women was overheard by Ruan, and her red makeup sounded very amusing. After returning to the small building, Ruan informed Lu Zhanyuan and asked housekeeper Li and his family servants to take a half-day off. After all, there is no one at home, and I don't need so many people to take care of myself. Ruan, who was lying dead at home, received news of his cheap brother in the evening. She was told that Gu Zhanqing would only come to pick up the kitten tomorrow morning and asked her to stay at home to recuperate and come back to bring her a gift. Since that's the case, the restless little fairy is ready to experience the sounds and pleasures of the human world. By the way, try your luck. What if you meet the male lead ahead of time? Red makeup. The famous sales cave in Qingcheng, integrating KTV, auction, fighting arena, and hotel, the cost of playing is also frighteningly high. When she heard those two beautiful sisters talking in the morning, she was tempted and didn't expect the opportunity to come so quickly. Pour water and cat food. Ruan put on a black camisole short skirt, paired with a suit jacket, and the necklace at the neck accentuated her skin, which was as translucent as jade. In the mirror, there is a stunning beauty that cannot be ignored. Perhaps due to the longer fusion, this face has become increasingly delicate and captivating. Stuffing the little fox mask into the diamond bag, Ruan took a special car and headed straight to the destination. The sales cave is naturally located in a land of every inch, where luxury cars and handsome men and women come and go. Even so, wearing a mask, Ruan still caught the attention of a group of people, and the high heels came as if stepping on their hearts. After paying an entry fee of 30,000 yuan in the reception hall, Ruan's wrist was tied with a specific wreath by the staff. She found her seat based on the small card on the wreath. Due to the scattered seating on the first floor, she stood out particularly in the crowd, and the dim lighting in the auction hall added a hazy beauty to her small face. In the private room on the second floor. When did we have such an immortal character in Qingcheng? The man who couldn't distinguish between male and female, his eyes full of interest, picked up his glass and joked with the man in suits and shoes beside him. That gaze clearly caught sight of Ruan, who had not yet sat down. Hua Xiao, don't forget today's purpose. The man in the suit, also known as Gu Zhanqing, did not answer Huasi's words. But his gaze moved slightly and stopped at Ruan. To be precise, it was Ruan who happened to take the wine glass from the waiter's hand, with 10 slender fingers. Old and Klitsch AD, not at all interesting, and those little girls don't know what they're interested in about you. But this little beauty has attracted a lot of attention. Huasi, one of the 6 major wealthy families, is still mouth-watering as always. After the auction began, Ruan auctioned off 2 moderately priced jade bracelets and necklaces, and the remaining items were of little interest to her. The scattered hall on the first floor is mixed with people, and the air is somewhat cloudy. During halftime, Ruan went to the restroom and several figures disappeared from the auction hall in the darkness. Is someone going to take action? I'm not sure if the little beauty can handle it. Do you think I should be saved by a hero? Huasi playfully nudged Gu Zhanqing with his elbow. After speaking, the waiter brought new drinks and Gu Zhanqing stood up to answer, "Follow you, come back before the final product." Horsey sipped the wine but didn't get up. He couldn't help but complain about antique. At the same time, Wan almost bumped into a man as soon as she walked out of the bathroom. "Sorry, I'm sorry to bother you." "Hello miss, I'm Chen Xiaoyun, the second youngest of the Chen family. May I invite you to dance after the auction?" The man in front of me was covered in a powdery and plump complexion, and even put on a self-proclaimed flirtatious look. Not only did he not move a step, but he also advanced forward with every inch. Ruan's small face turned cold. The auction was not fun and she had to deal with the annoying stinky flies. "Sorry, I'm not interested in getting to know you." "Oh, I advise you not to be disrespectful. Think carefully, if you miss me, it will be difficult for you to establish relationships with the 6 major wealthy families." Chen Xiaoyun wanted to hold Ruan's hand as he spoke. "Humph, is it really easy to bully her as a little fairy?" Ruan grabbed Chen Xiaoyun's arm and made a sharp over-shoulder throw, with her short skirt and high heels not affecting her heroic demeanor. "How about it, Chen Ershao? Do you still want to dance with me?" Ruan looked down at the man lying on the ground, moaning. Bitch. Bitch. Don't let me find out who you are, otherwise I'll have to deal with you well." Chen Xiaoyun may have dodged to his waist, wriggling on the ground like a maggot. Ruan didn't even look at it. "Slightly, I still want to look good. You better practice more, little dog." Ruan kicked him hard in the crotch and then flew away. Ah, little fox, the man smoking by the wall witnessed everything. Chapter 4. Inheritors of a wealthy family who have been drugged with elixirs heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adoptive daughter 4. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Where have you been? The second half has already started. Hua Si looked at Gu Zhanqing, who had arrived late, and the smile on his face did not dissipate. He must have encountered something outside. "In the restroom, but I found a little fox that can scratch people." Although Gu Zhanqing's answer was strict, Hua Si still heard a hint of joy in his tone. "Rare, this antique is about to bloom." Hua Si's fox eyes were holding back, and he instructed his assistant on his phone to investigate what had just happened. The auction in the second half was for some antique porcelain, and Ruan was interested in a few items, but due to insufficient funds, she could only pass the time. Blue indigo celadone vase, a rare original treasure, is fully coated with G-blue glaze, with a pure and vibrant color, a smooth and regular glaze surface, and a starting price of 30 million yuan. As the host explained, the auction went on one by one. The auction will soon come to a close and also reach its climax. Next is our final product, Su Lao's authentic work. Pine and crane painting. I believe everyone understands that Su Lao's creations are all vivid and lifelike. In recent years, his works have been circulating less and less. It is also an honor to auction this widely circulated painting, with a starting price of 80 million yuan and an additional price of no less than 400,000 yuan each time. As soon as the auction was released, the discussion within the venue reached its peak. Su's paintings haven't been circulating for a long time, have they? The song in crane painting is Mr. Su's favorite work. Hurry up and call to transfer some funds. 92 million, 96 million times, 101 million. There was an endless stream of people raising their cards, and as the price exceeded 100 million, the main competition shifted to the private rooms on the second floor. Gu Zhanqing is determined to win the song and crane painting. The old man is a fan of Su Lao, and next month marks his 70th birthday. Watching the price stalemate, it was only in the final competition that Gu Zhanqing took action. 220 million. 220 million times, 220 million twice, 230 million. 230 million times, 230 million twice, 230 million three times. Congratulations! The auctioneer exclaimed excitedly. How is the old man's health recovering? Don't forget to inform me of next month's birthday. Huasi patted the last cracked vase. A few days ago, there was a broken one at home, which happened to make up for it. It's better now. I'll send you an invitation then. I'll leave if I have something to do, and we'll meet another day. Gu Zhanqing loosened his tie and felt inexplicably hot. Something was wrong. After greeting Huasi, he quickly left the venue. Don't forget. The air circulating outside dissipated a hint of heat, but the subsequent heat wave became even more turbulent. Gu Zhanqing's expression was cold, with frosty eyes. Damn it, who dares to prescribe medicine to him? Remembering that Lin Tezu is currently not in Qingcheng, Gu Zhanqing decisively decided to move to the 11th floor, where he has his own exclusive room. Wuan, whose mood was disrupted by the man who lowered his head, has lost interest in participating in the auction. But thinking about the ball afterwards, she couldn't bear to leave. So she decided to take a break in a room upstairs and wait for the ball to officially start before going down to join the fun. Wuan, wearing a short skirt, was lying on the sofa playing happily when she suddenly heard a thud at the door. She immediately got up when she remembered the little cake she had just ordered. Here we go. Wuan had just opened a crack in the door when a huge thrust hit him. The man's heavy and hot body suddenly pressed against her bare skin, and he couldn't help but let out a comfortable sigh. Under the reaction force, the door of the room was slammed shut. Ruan's small body was held by a man and a perfect wall came crashing. Hey, who are you? Let go. Ruan struggled with all her might, but to no avail. The man's heavy breathing fell in his ear, causing a small bump. Sorry, the room belongs to me, and the reward is up to you. The man regained some rationality and distanced himself from Ruan. The handsome face was covered in a rosy glow, and the water light in Ruifeng's eyes flickered, reflecting the red color in his eyes. Gu Zhanqing's consciousness was already very blurry, but after struggling to answer, he was unable to control himself and pressed his face more against Ruan's neck socket, stimulated by the surging heat in his body. This voice, this face. Gu Zhanqing. If you really want to doze off, someone will give you a pillow. 1 million, I'll help you go to the bathroom, Ruan said as the man's body relaxed a bit. Carrying the man like a fireplace into the bathtub, Ruan effortlessly removed the man's coat and vest. Turn on both the shower head and the water pipe to turn on the cold water. Oh roar, truly worthy of being the male lead, the muscle texture is faintly visible under the soaked shirt. Under the stimulation of cold water, Gu Zhanqing regained a trace of his sanity and looked at Ruan, who was observing him on the side, saying, "Get out." Okay, for the sake of 1 million yuan, Ruan stood up and politely closed the toilet door. Coincidentally, the small cake arrived, and she was fully focused on enjoying the game and delicious food. I don't know how long, the bathroom is quiet, and the sound of water has stopped for a long time. Gu Zhanqing won't drown, will he? That's her cultivation. Startled by her own expectations, Ruan quickly opened the bathroom door with her hands and feet. The man lay in the bathtub filled with water with a flushed face, unconscious, and the cold water had already turned warm. Gu Zhanqing won't be foolish, will he? Hey, wake up, wake up. Ruan anxiously patted his face and shook it hard without any response. Ruan struggled to help the person onto the toilet and stripped off all his clothes, leaving only a small inside. Roughly dry the water stains on your body and put them on the hotel's bathrobe. After finally dragging the person onto the bed, Ruan stumbled and collapsed onto Gu Zhanqing. I can't get up once I fall down. I really have no strength left, wait for her to lie down and catch her breath. Ruan, who was preparing to get up, heard the man beneath her let out a sexy groan. I reached out to touch his forehead, but suddenly my wrist was grabbed. As the sky spun and the earth spun, Ruan was dizzy and pinned under Gu Zhanqing's body, unable to break free with any of her strength. His hands were fixed above his head by the man, and Gu Zhanqing controlled himself in his arms. His head was buried in his neck and he kept rubbing and panting, so comfortable, Gu Zhanqing, do you know who I am? Ruan, who resisted fruitlessly, didn't want to inexplicably get lost with the male lead. Gu Zhanqing's red eyes were full of desire, as if he wanted to break down Ruan's bones and swallow her alive. Little fox, he answered and began to peel off his bathrobe while rubbing against the large skin on Ruan's chest. Little fox, Ruan relaxed her body and no longer struggled. When she was still a little fairy, she heard Butterfly Sister say that male love and female love are the most carefree and joyful things in the world. Moreover, Gu Zhanqing's figure is indeed quite good, and it seems that she is not at a disadvantage. She happens to be the object of her experience. The opportunity is rare, and there won't be too much contact between the original person and Gu Zhanqing. Even if Gu Zhanqing considers a marriage alliance, the age and background of the original owner will not be considered within the scope. So getting on the train first and then supplementing the ticket is the best method. Noticing that the person in his arms had softened his body, Gu Zhanqing's movements became even greater. His well-defined big palm was pinching his waist, which was tightly grasped by Ying. The concave marks on the soft flesh made the man even more crazy. The masquerade ball downstairs had graceful skirts and toasts, and the sound of piano and orchestral music overshadowed the gasps in the darkness. The roses in front of the courtyard are becoming more and more delicate and tempting under the reflection of night and the nourishment of dew. Chapter 5. The inheritor of a rich family who has been administered with the medicine of extinction heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adopted daughter 5. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sunlight passed through the gaps in the curtains and fell on Ruan's face. Her eyelashes twitched slightly, and her headache almost caught up with when she first wore it. In the moment of rational recovery, the whole body seemed to have been run over by a truck. Especially the discomfort between the legs, the involuntary heat surged onto the cheeks. Thinking of the man last night, like an tireless beast, he had promised to be his last time, but time and time again, and in the end, she had no idea how long it had been before he was let go. Ruan exchanged for dragon and phoenix pills, isn't it a single story from the 10th generation? Then she'll do something exciting. The mild sweetness of the pill melts upon ingestion. Looking at the sleeping man beside him, his face was full of lustful expression, with long eyelash shadows reflecting on his face, adding a gentle touch to his handsome demeanor. Ruan is not in the mood to appreciate beauty now. Her legs are weak, and she is propping up her sore body, carefully getting out of bed. Fortunately, her clothes were not torn apart. She put on a well-fitting suit jacket, picked up her small bag and high heels, and Ruan tiptoed out of the room. What is not obtained is the best, and if one falls into the trap, it will not be fun. The morning traffic was smooth all the way, dragging Ruan's tired body back to the small building. Struggling to wash up, I also fed the kitten some canned food. After explaining to Butler Lee not to disturb her, she hugged the kitten and rested comfortably. The sky was bright, and Gu Zhanqing woke up suddenly. Looking at the messy bed and empty pillow, it seems that the little fox from last night ran away. It's okay, I'll always find her myself. Picking up his phone and seeing that major platforms and media were calm, it seems that his behavior in recent years has been too gentle, allowing those hidden bugs to use their means on him. Gu Zhanqing dialed Lin Tezu's phone and said, Lin Tezu, could you please send me a complete set of my laundry detergent to Red Makeup now? The house number will be sent to your phone later, please avoid the media. After explaining, he stood up to go wash up, but as he lifted the blanket, he saw a touch of red on the bedsheet. Thinking of last night's fox-like cry and the overly beautiful touch, the warmth instantly climbed up from the neck to the tip of the ear. Feeling guilty of being a thief, Gu Zhanqing rushed to the bathroom and took a cold shower. Lin Shen, also known as Lin Tezu, had a small doubt when he received a call from his boss. When will his boss also stay overnight in such a place? The room number is not the same as the fixed suite, and it is required to send a set of laundry items for exchange. However, a qualified assistant will not delve into the boss's requirements. Just like now, facing the boss's strange decision to buy bed sheets, Lin Shen, although puzzled, quickly executed it. President, should we go directly to the company or go home first? Lin Tezu saw that his own boss was staring straight at the bag containing the sheets, so he had to ask. Go to the company. Hello Hoshi, come to my company today if you have time. I have something to tell you. Okay, I'll see you for lunch then. Gu Zhanqing hung up the phone and closed his eyes to rest. The interests between the 6 major families are intricately intertwined, with one incident affecting the whole body. Especially for the Yun family, the head of the 6 families, the descendants of this generation have withered away, and the entire family is already in a semi-retired state. But for the Gu family, there is only Gu Zhanqing, who is a unique seedling. Rumors of his ultimate son have been widely circulated in the circles of the 6 wealthy families. In addition, he is not close to women at all and has been delaying marriage. Rumors have become increasingly rampant, and over the years, there have been constant attempts to test him. After all, in the face of huge interests and commercial status, who is willing to always subordinate to others? Dong dong dong. Enter. What's up? Must I go to the company and say it? Hoshi, dressed in a dark blue suit, pushed open the office door. Don't worry, I told your secretary that no one will come near and disturb you. He simply sat on the sofa opposite Gu Zhanqing. Gu Zhanqing spoke calmly. Last night someone drugged me with red makeup, and I suspect it's an insider. You need to tidy up a bit. Okay, I'll see who dares to take action against you. Once I find out, I'll personally deliver it to you. Huasi put away his cynicism and originally wanted to ask Gu Zhanqing if he had been hit, but seeing him sitting here with a rosy face now, he probably didn't do anything to him. Are you attending tonight's Chen's second daughter's birthday party? I heard that the 6 seedlings of the Yun family also attended, and the Chen family's ambition to squeeze into the 6 major families is evident in this invitation. I'm afraid they will also be holding it back at the banquet. Suddenly thinking of the family's invitation, Huasi asked his thoughts. Go, the Yun family hasn't shown much in recent years, Gu Zhanqing said as he lay in his seat and raised his hand to lift his eyes. The collar of the shirt was pulled open slightly in the activity room. The 2 red scratches were exposed in the air and caught the eye of Hoshi with his sharp eyes. You're such a petty thief. To be honest, which beautiful woman did you have sex with last night? I thought you were practicing ruthlessness, but I didn't expect you to open it up right away. Huisi jumped directly to Gu Zhanqing, almost gripping his collar. You read it wrong. If you have nothing to do, quickly investigate the mastermind behind the scenes. Gu Zhanqing leaned back and dodged Huisi's approach, concealing his collar. Okay, I'll check it myself. Hoshi's face lit up with a smile, which must be related to him being drugged on his red makeup last night. You must grasp which character you are and be able to win this flower of the mountains. Little sample, don't try to deceive him. I won't have lunch anymore, and I won't disturb you either. See you later. Hoshi left happily. However, Gu Zhanqing once again uncontrollably remembered the little fox from last night. Wan, who had slept until she was full, was gently licked awake by the kitten. There is still some discomfort in the body, but it is within acceptable range. In the courtyard, she slowly ate the afternoon tea prepared by the butler and asked the maid to change her dressing. The wound has already scabbed, there is no need to apply gauze, just stick to applying medicine. As time approached, Wan took the initiative to send a text message to her brother. Brother, did your business trip go smoothly? Wan is waiting for you at home. You should be home in 2 hours. Is your head injury better? Lu Zhanyuan, who was heading to the airport, immediately returned to his sister's message. The wound has healed a lot, brother, please be careful on the way. Wan, who had been in contact with Chen's brother for a while, suddenly remembered that she didn't get the 1 million he had last night. Damn it. Watching the kitten playing happily with its tail on the lawn, it's okay, the kitten is still in her hands and she doesn't worry about not having a chance to collect debts. When Lu Zhanyuan arrived home, it was already 5 p.m. After washing up, the makeup artist arranged for his sister was also in place. Wan, this is the little thing my brother brought for you. Lu Zhanyuan, dressed in home clothes, handed the gift to his sister who was doing the styling. Wan opened the box and saw a colorful blue treasure bracelet. Wow, thank you for your gift, brother. It's so beautiful. I really like it. No need to thank you, I'll go change clothes. You do the styling first. We need to go out at 7:30. Seeing his sister's happy little face, Lu Zhanyuan felt a strange sense of satisfaction. Perhaps having a younger sister is really good. For some reason, Wan chose a pink high-necked cheongsam with gold thread jacquard patterns. The handcrafted gold thread and bead string on the skirt not only accentuate her purity and gentleness, but also prevent her from snatching the attention of the owner. The new Chinese-style curly hair highlights the superior shoulder and neck lines. The key is not to expose too much skin. Lu Zhanyuan changed into a black suit with dark stripes. As he looked at his newly dressed sister, he felt a momentary daze and had a renewed understanding of her beauty. After everything was ready, Wan took Lu Zhanyuan's hand and sat in the car driven by Butler Li. The Chen family is bustling with activity. Chapter 6. The inheritors of a rich family who have been administered with the medicine of extinction heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adoptive daughter 6. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The Chen family can be described as lively and extraordinary today, with guests scattered throughout the front hall and garden. Because there was news in advance that the Yun family might attend the banquet, each family sent young people to investigate the situation. Wan and the others arrived not too early, and when Lu Zhanyuan got off the car, they naturally caught a group of gazes. In front of everyone's attention, he turned to the position of the car door, and the gentleman bent down to reach out. A delicate and boneless jade hand gently landed in the palm he lifted. Ruan's stunning appearance was exposed in the eyes of everyone, causing a less obvious inhalation sound, followed by noisy discussions. When did Mr. Lu bring his girlfriend to the banquet? Who is that? Can you make Lu Xiao bend down? It must be some kind of daughter, right? Maybe it's Lu Xiao's friend. She can't be a girlfriend, but she's also so beautiful. She looks even better than the award-winning actress. Mr. Lu has arrived. The hospitality was not good, what a fun day. Upon hearing the commotion at the gate, Chen's father immediately welcomed him out, with a slightly protruding cheekbone on his face that could not conceal his shrewdness and vulgarity. Uncle Chen, you're welcome. This is a gift for a precious daughter. Butler Li handed the beautifully packaged gift box to Uncle Chen. Thank you very much, Miss Dai. I wonder who this is, Miss Lu. Father Chen looked at Wanfa in confusion and asked. This is my cousin. I'll take her out to play. Uncle, please be busy for now. We can talk about old times when we have time. Okay, Mr. Lu, please come in quickly. Wan politely nodded and smiled at Chen's father, then took Lu Zhanyuan's arm and walked into the banquet hall. When did Lu Xiao have an extra sister, leaving behind a group of puzzled guests outside? Soft, how many acquaintances do you have to go and chat with? Can you go and chat with them yourself first? Considering that this may be my younger sister's first time participating in such an activity, Lu Zhanyuan asked softly. It's okay, brother. I'll go to the dessert area first, Wan obediently replied, her eyes glued to the small cake. Okay, brother will come find you after we finish talking. He couldn't help but raise the corner of his mouth as he looked at his sister with a cute and greedy expression. Ruan picked up a small cake with ice cream and fruit from the dessert area, and then hid on the sofa in the corner to slack off. Unfortunately, halfway through the cake, someone who didn't have much eye contact came to disturb. Ruan. It's really you. A sharp female voice came from Ruan's front. It turned out to be Chen Mengdai. Yes, the Chen family's banquet will naturally encounter Chen Mengdai as the host. Ruan didn't want to waste her breath with this bad woman, so she glanced at her and continued eating the cake. How could you be here? You're with Lu Xiao. Chen Mengdai continued to output, and Ruan was really afraid she would spit on the small cake. I naturally came with my dear brother. What's up, you have a problem? Ruan felt relieved as she looked at her twisted expression. Impossible, Lu Xiaozhen never had a younger sister. You bitch lied to me. The suddenly raised voice shook Ruan's ears. Clean your mouth for me, believe it or not, stay away from me now, you're very noisy. Chen Mengdai was already jealous when she saw her stunning face. Now hearing that this despicable woman dared to ride on her own head, her anger skyrocketed. The guests were already looking towards this side, and when they thought of something to announce at home today, Chen Mengdai had to suppress her temper. Ruan, it's best for you to keep doing this, I'll make sure you look good in the future. After leaving a sentence, she angrily left with her skirt in hand. Cut just a little combat power. Ruan did not take her threat to heart. Suddenly, there was a commotion at the entrance, and the guests in the hall began to rush towards the door, presumably heavyweight figures from the 6 major families. Ruan also lost interest in eating cake, and at that moment, Lu Zhanyuan and others ended their conversation and walked over. Brother, it's so lively outside. Let's go out and take a look too. Okay, are you full of the cake? Lu Zhanyuan joked. No, it doesn't look good in a dress when you're full. Ha ha ha. Lu Zhanyuan laughed at his sister's frank words. Outside, the arrival of Gu Zhanqing and Huasi caused a considerable sensation. The Chen family's ability to invite so many heirs from the 6 major families is a silent demonstration of their strength. Chen's father laughed uncontrollably and was very satisfied with the outcome of today's banquet. Ruan's half-body was hidden beside her brother, staring at the man. Gu Zhanqing is wearing a low-key double-breasted suit today, while the person next to him is wearing a provocative orange casual suit, with a seductive fox eye that has won the hearts of many women. The birthday banquet is also a social occasion, and there is a constant stream of people who want to talk to Gu Zhanqing and Huasi. Although the surrounding cups and sounds were mixed, Gu Zhanqing still caught a gaze staring at him. A moment of fixed gaze and slight contraction of the pupils. It's her. The little fox that sneaked away in the morning. As soon as the man looked over, Ruan moved her gaze and turned to talk to Lu Zhanyuan. Sorry, excuse me for a moment. After apologizing to the man in conversation, Gu Zhanqing walked towards Lu Zhanyuan. Brother Gu, I haven't seen you much lately, Lu Zhanyuan said to Gu Zhanqing, taking his sister with him. Long time no see, I've been busy with things abroad lately. Is this your sister? After exchanging greetings, Gu Zhanqing looked at Ruan beside him with a burning gaze. Today's appearance is completely different from last night's attire, but Gu Zhanqing will definitely not admit her mistake. Today is quite well behaved, but last night when I kicked him, I showed no mercy. The little fox has 2 more faces. Hello brother Gu, I'm Ruan. Please take good care of me in the future. Ruan ignored his insightful gaze and answered obediently with a curled mouth, not forgetting his wicked taste. Ruan is my younger sister. Due to some reasons, she has just arrived at the Lu family recently. By the way, brother Gu, your kitten is now being taken care of by Ruan. Lu Zhanyuan added beside her. Oh, thank you very much for your help. I'm busy with work and may not have time to take care of it. Can you please help me take care of it for another 2 days? Gu Zhanqing remembered the red mole in the photo and picked up the conversation. Okay, Brother Gu, does the kitten have a name? I can't keep calling it meow. Ruan can be certain that asking him to take care of the kitten for 2 more days was definitely a last-minute and ill-intentioned big-tailed wolf. Excuse me, it's called Sauce. Gu Zhanqing bent slightly and smiled as he looked at the girl's inconsistent expression. Even if I'm impatient with him, I still have to act obedient. After listening for a while, Huasi saw that Gu Zhanqing had taken the initiative to chat with the girl and immediately squeezed over. Abnormal. How abnormal? Unfortunately, the fact that he was drugged has not been investigated yet. I really want to know which immortal character took Gu Go. He has been so anxious these past 2 days that he has been scratching his heart and lungs. Gu Go is not a gentleman with such details, there is definitely a problem. Hello, soft sister. I'm Huasi, just call me Brother Hua. You just arrived at the Lu family, and we live very close. If there's a chance, Brother Hua will take you to play. TSK, this sister of Lu Zhanyuan is really amazing, she's both obedient and cute. Thank you, Brother Hua, but I'm going to school tomorrow and can only play with you on the weekend. Ruan has no resistance to good-looking people, let alone Huasi's seductive appearance, which reminds her of the fox sister in the mountains. Where is Ruan's school? I am in the Qingqing International University Department and have just enrolled this year. I have a younger brother who happens to be at Qingqing International. Ruan, which major? You can add a friend. Huasi tried hard to grab Ruan at his own home, but there were many younger brothers below him. He couldn't help but worry. But Gu Zhanqing didn't even notice that Lu Zhanyuan was talking to him, and his mind was full of, just enrolled. Isn't that more than a decade younger than him? Chapter 7. Inheritors of a wealthy family who have been drugged with elixirs heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adopted daughter 7. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Brother Gu, what do you think of the plan I just mentioned? Lu Zhanyuan asked. There are still some areas that can be optimized. You can send me your email and I will take a closer look. Gu Zhanqing's mood was complicated for a while, and suddenly he found it difficult to look directly at Lu Zhanyuan. He had heard about the fact that the Lu family had met an adopted daughter whose parents had passed away recently, but he didn't expect to meet in this way. The banquet soon officially began, and Chen Mengye's sister, Chen Hui, was the protagonist of today. Unlike Chen Mengye's rich and gorgeous facial features, Chen Fen's facial features are not particularly impressive when picked out alone, but when combined, she is a charming and ethereal beauty with a cold and ethereal aura. Father Chen led his beloved daughter to give a brief congratulatory speech. Finally, thank you again for taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend my daughter's birthday banquet. In addition, taking advantage of this rare opportunity, I would like to announce good news to everyone. The engagement ceremony between the young girl Chen Hui and the eldest son of the Yun family, Yun Shang, will be held in March. Please show your respect and attend. Thank you all. As soon as Chen's father finished speaking, the door of the banquet hall was pushed open by the waiter from outside. Yun Shang was pushed in by the bodyguard while sitting in a wheelchair, and it must be admitted that the people of the 6 major families were all very attractive. Although Yun Shang's face was pale and unworthy of behavior, it was difficult to conceal the aura of a noble young master from a noble family. Sorry everyone, Yun is late. Cough, I hope it's still possible. Cough. Yun Shang struggled to suppress his cough. It seems that the rumors from the outside world are good. The Yun family's health is really not good. Let's do whatever we want. You're here at the right time. Let's officially start today's banquet. After Chen's father finished his speech, he led Chen Fen to Yun Shang's side to chat, and at this moment, 2 more wrinkles were added to his face with a smile on his face. Today's banquet was really full of twists and turns. If Chen's father's news brought the excitement of the banquet to a climax, then the arrival of Yunxiang was so surprising that it was beyond words. The accompaniment of music sounded, breaking the stagnation of the atmosphere. The Chen family was able to climb the alliance with the Yun family, and everyone present had different thoughts. The social chatter on the field has become even more lively. Yunxiang's body was weak, so she simply showed her face before leaving. Lu Zhanyuan, Gu Zhanxing, Hua Si, and others were surrounded by people who wanted to establish relationships. Wan couldn't bear the excessively noisy environment and quietly held a glass of red wine, hiding on the balcony behind the curtains of the Qin family. The cool evening breeze dispelled the noisy restlessness, and Wan took a sip of red wine, sniffing the faint fragrance of flowers in the air. Wan, perhaps I should call you Little Fox, Gu Zhanxing's voice echoed behind him. As long as Brother Gu is happy, it doesn't matter what he calls. Wan turned around, leaned her elbow against the railing, and looked at him with a smile on her face. I know it was you last night, you can make up for it any way you want. After careful consideration, Gu Zhanxing spoke up. It's not that I haven't had the thought of trapping people around me. After so many years, I've come across someone who is not physically opposed but also psychologically likable. But the difference in identity and age between the two of them is too big, especially since he understands his own situation, he can't give her anything in the future. Upon hearing Gu Zhanxing, like a scumbag, clear of responsibility, Ruan's small face blushed under the influence of alcohol and anger, and her watery eyes looked even more dazzling. Staring at him without any deterrent power, he said angrily, all right, if you hit my card with 1 million, don't worry, I won't bother you either. I didn't mean that, you can come to me if you have any difficulties. Gu Zhanxing, who dominates the market and controls the overall situation, doesn't know how to explain to the angry little girl. Only with a tight face said such a dry sentence. Thank you very much, Mr. Gu. Please leave now and don't disturb my solitude. Ruan's explanation of the straight man was almost heart-wrenching. Listen, this is not just a promise made by the scumbag who is eager to distance himself from the relationship. She is afraid of saying one more word and can't help but curse. Gu Zhanxing pursed the corner of his mouth and had to leave first. At the same time, he also instructed his subordinates to erase the traces of Ruan's red makeup from last night. When Lu Zhanyuan brought Ruan home, Hua Si even shouted to take her to play on the weekend. Returning to the small building to wash up, Ruan, who had been drugged, lay on the soft bed that her brother had instructed her to replace. She grabbed the kitten and sucked heavily. Sauce, your master is too bad. We don't want him anymore. You can live with me in the future, okay? A well-behaved kitten is the most likable. Thinking of the dragon and phoenix pills she had already eaten, Ruan unconsciously caressed her stomach. Dog man, I really look forward to his expression when the time comes. When Ruan thought about going to school tomorrow, she was still a bit nervous. This is still the little fairy's first time going to school. In the morning, Lu Zhanyuan has already gone to the company, and after enjoying breakfast, Ruan was personally escorted by Butler Li to the school gate. As a celebrity who recently appeared on the campus network, Ruan's first appearance after the incident naturally caught the attention of her classmates at the school gate. Ruan, don't think you can become Brother Lu's sister just by relying on your adopted daughter status. Put away all your seductive methods as soon as possible. Just as she was about to walk to the teaching building, she was stopped. Who did you think it was? It was the group of little sisters headed by Chen Mengdai. Chen Mengdai, did I ever say you were very noisy? Ruan responded calmly. What are you proud of? Don't think you can turn a mountain chicken into a phoenix just because Brother Lu pities you a little bit. Chen Mengdai's words attracted constant response from her little sisters. That's right, do you really think you can fly up the branches with just a few looks? Lu Xiao is just a soft-hearted person, just taking care of you a little more. Some people just have lofty aspirations. Lu Yuan felt that being surrounded by a group of flies in the early Qing dynasty was about to explode his head. Raise your phone and open the video, then aim at them. Okay, you have the ability to repeat what you just said. I'll go and verify with my brother if he really thinks so. Don't take pictures, don't take pictures. Several people blocked their faces. You. Why are you taking pictures of us? Besides, why should we listen to you? That's right, just say it if you want. A group of cowardly individuals who are ruthless on the outside and cowardly on the inside. Yuan, don't be arrogant, we'll see. Chen Mengdai took the little sisters away. Seeing Yuan so speechless dealing with campus violence means using the simplest and most direct means to make the perpetrators afraid. This group of second-generation ancestors, relying on their good family background, are domineering and foolish in the campus. Next time you shout in front of her, you must teach them a lesson. In about a week, Yuan has already integrated well into the class. I don't know if it was the last incident that deterred Chen Mengdai. During this time, no one bothering her has come to her and obstructed her. The other classmates in the class are also very easy to get along with. The key is to learn different knowledge every day, and Yuan said that campus life is really happy. And Gu Zhanxing did indeed abide by her promise, adding her friend to the account she obtained from somewhere. After requesting her card number and transferring 1 million, no other messages were sent. The chat record is still stuck at that sentence, okay. Yuan decided to let him go. Anyway, since the child is with her, she doesn't believe he won't take the initiative. On Monday, Yuan returned home from school as usual, as it was an aristocratic school and there were hardly any evening self-study sessions, and students rarely stayed on campus, so they returned home earlier. She changed into home clothes and was playing with Sauce in the front yard for a while when a strange business car stopped outside the door. Chapter 8. The inheritor of a rich family who has been administered with the medicine of extinction heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adoptive daughter 8. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Sir, madam, welcome home. Dinner is already being prepared was the voice of Butler Li. Manager Li, please work hard to remove the luggage from the car. Remember to make dinner light. Lu Binghua walked in holding Chen Hong's hand. Chen Hong is the cousin of Chen's father and the stepmother of Lu Zhanyuan. After his original wife passed away due to illness, Lu Binghua finally came together with Chen Hong in order to maintain the stability of his family status and promote his son's growth. Hello uncle and aunt. Yuan stood up with soy sauce in her arms and greeted. It's Yuan. Uncle and aunt have been busy lately. How are you doing? Are you still adapting at home? Lu Binghua saw her standing there beautifully, his eyes filled with amazement. What does this girl look like? Was it the same when I first arrived at the Lu family? If you don't adapt or lack something, you can just tell your aunt. Although Chen Hong's tone was gentle and concerned, Yuan still caught the displeasure in her eyes. I'm all fine, thank you for your concern. It's been a hard business trip, let me help you carry the bag. Yuan picked up the gift bag from Lu Binghua's hand with a smile. The three of them walked into the main building together. Not long after, Lu Zhanyuan also arrived home. Today is a rare dinner where everyone is present. During the meal, Lu Zhanyuan's considerate care for Yuan was noticed by his father and mother. For Lu Binghua, who values family harmony, this is a happy achievement. But Chen Hong's face may not be very attractive. When talking about the kitten Yuan held at the dinner table, Lu Binghua said that there were no other girls at home, and Yuan would be very good if she wanted to keep a small pet as a companion. Chen Hong originally didn't like the furry animal, but when she heard Lu Zhanyuan say that it was the neighbor's cat, she hesitated to speak. The words rolled into my throat, but I didn't say anything. Chen Hong couldn't help feeling frustrated as she watched her husband and Lu Zhanyuan gather around Yuan, asking for warmth and comfort. Seeing that stunning little face again, I couldn't eat the entire dinner. It was because of her unremarkable appearance that she was initially rejected by Lu Binghua. Fortunately, with the strong support of the Chen family behind her, she was eventually able to marry into the Lu family. She despised Ruan's overly outstanding face from the bottom of her heart. After a meal, Ruan was able to understand the main distribution of power in the Lu family. As long as Brother Qin and Lu Binghua are concerned about themselves, Chen Hong doesn't have to worry too much. No matter how much she couldn't stand it, at most she would just show off the authority of the hostess at home. Ruan doesn't ask too much. Since the Lu family wants a good reputation that values emotions and righteousness, she will cooperate. In this home, as long as everyone cannot disturb each other. 2 flowers bloom, each representing 1 branch. When Wan was living on the front lines of school and home, Gu Zhanqing was handling some business in South Africa. Time flows like water, and another month quietly passes by. Wan scored in the top 5 of her class and ranked 36th in her major during the mid-term exam at school. The teachers and classmates in the school all put on a layer of obedient and progressive Fume filters for Wan. After learning about it, Lu Binghua and Lu Zhanyuan were both very happy and bought gifts to give to Wan. Chen Hong picked a skirt from a brand under the Chen family and sent it over. Although the price of the skirt is high, the style are not suitable for teenagers. It can be seen that Chen Hong's dissatisfaction with Wan has already been made public, and she has started making small moves on the gifts. On that day, Wan was attending a poetry appreciation class. The teacher's lectures on ancient poetry and prose were full of poetry and unparalleled brilliance. While she was immersed in them, she received a message from Gu Zhanqing. "Thank you for taking care of the sauce. Is it convenient to pick it up tonight?" The stinky man replied with a stern tone when sending a message. "Sure," Wan replied with 2 words and then focused on listening to the class. Gu Zhanqing looked at the 2 words in seconds and had a premonition that the little fox was still angry, like a stubborn bad child. At first glance, his words sounded irresponsible, but his own body knew it. It is widely rumored that he will not have children, and having no offspring in a family like theirs is fatal. And Ruan's age is too young for her, she has plenty of youth to squander. Time should not be wasted on someone as impossible as him. Hearts are not false, neither is reluctance. "Uncle Li, I'm back." Wan rushed into the restaurant as soon as she got home. "Miss Softness, your chestnut cake is almost dinner time, you can only eat a small piece." Manager Li brought out the small cake that had been prepared long ago. "Thank you, Uncle Li." Wan held the palm-sized cake and sat on the sofa, savoring it slowly. How could there be such delicious food as cakes in the world? The human world is really so happy. Unfortunately, Butler Li does not allow her to eat more sweets. But why does today's small cake taste a bit greasy? After a month of feeding, the little cat, Sauce, has become increasingly inclined towards chubby oranges. A chubby and furry little ball, like a golden ball of yarn used for knitting a sweater. At this moment, watching Wan eating, she was anxiously meowing below, constantly picking at her pants. Tonight, the master and wife have made friends, and the young master is going to work overtime. "Do you have a designated taste for your meal alone?" Butler Li kindly brought canned cat sauce. "Just prepare normally, make some low-fat cat rice for sauce." Looking at the plump figure of the sauce, Wan is afraid that it will grow into a pig, so it's better to prevent it in advance. "Okay, take your time first," Butler Li explained to the kitchen. Wan picked up the cat teaser stick with one hand, helping Sauce to increase more exercise. "Gu Xiao, you're here. The young master is not at home. Can I help you contact him?" The servant outside the door led Gu Zhan in. "No need, thank you very much." As soon as Gu Zhanqing entered the door, he saw a girl playing with a cat teaser stick and Sauce. She seems more beautiful and delicate than a month ago, but unfortunately, the look in her eyes is no longer full of smiles. You're here. Wan lifted her eyelids and said hello before continuing to lower her head and tease Sauce. It looks like it has gained a lot of weight. Gu Zhanqing sat down on the sofa. To be honest, he almost didn't recognize the cat when he saw it. Regarding Gu Zhanqing's statement without any tone of voice, Wan Ro unconsciously felt guilty. She did indeed feed a little too much during this period. I am already controlling its diet, and the kitchen auntie is making low-fat cat rice for it, Wan explained with an apologetic tone. Looking at Diandian's guilty girl, Gu Zhanqing slightly raised his mouth and said, well, it's okay. It's still small. It's good to control diet properly. Coincidentally, Butler Li brought out the cooked cat food from the kitchen. Uncle Li, just leave it with me. Wan greeted Butler Li and placed the cat food on the floor between her and Gu Zhanqing. Just let Gu Zhanqing see, what she said is true. Gu Xiao, please have some tea. Butler Li quickly brought a cup of tea and placed it in front of Gu Zhanqing. Thank you very much. Upon smelling the fragrance, the sauce immediately jumped down from the soft side. In the exquisite small bowl, there are a variety of foods such as base, chicken breast, carrots, and eggs, but fortunately, the portions are not large. Sauce is like a small bulldozer, with its buttocks sticking out, even the tip of its tail exerting force, and its head not lifting, all focused on cooking. Suddenly, Wan smelled a fishy smell and nauseously retched twice. What's wrong, is there something uncomfortable? Gu Zhanqing asked with concern. It's okay, my stomach is uncomfortable and I feel a bit nauseous. Ruan's eyes turned red, tears flickered, and she looked pitiful. Let the family doctor take a look and prescribe medication accordingly. Gu Zhanqing thought that eating something bad would make her feel so uncomfortable, but he didn't think much about anything else. Chapter 9. The inheritor of a rich family who has been administered with the medicine of extinction heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adopted daughter 9. You are listening at novel full.audio. No need. I'm fine now, there's no need for the doctor to go again. Wan quickly spoke up to stop his call to Butler Li. Steady, now is not the time for self-destruction. Seeing Wan persisting, Gu Zhanqing gave up. Thank you very much for taking care of the sauce during this period. Pay attention to your health and rest well. My previous promise will always be valid, Gu Zhanqing said to the point. Gu Xiao is grand, it's just that I don't need it. Upon hearing Gu Zhanqing's words, Wan wanted to explode his feathers. As an irresponsible scumbag, he might as well go to his father and keep a son. However, before 66, he hinted that the more perfect the task, the higher the score. She couldn't bear to part with her cultivation and points, so she had to work hard to correct this dog man. Pick up the full sauce and hand it to Gu Zhanqing's arms. Returning to Zhao intact, I just hope that Gu Xiao can take good care of sauce. It's still a kitten, she couldn't help but advise. Thank you very much. I will do it, so I'll say goodbye. Originally still angry, Ruan's eyes were filled with reluctance when she heard the meowing of sauce cats. Can I go see sauce in the future? Of course, welcome at any time. Seeing her worried expression, Gu Zhanqing, who was in a good mood, raised the corner of his mouth, held down the constantly fluttering sauce, and turned to leave. In order to confirm, Wan secretly bought 2 pregnancy test sticks. Following the tutorial on her phone, she tested them and it turned out to be 2 bars. In the following days, Lu's father and mother were too busy to be seen. Although Brother Qin noticed something unusual about her, he only thought it was due to gastrointestinal discomfort. He instructed Butler Li to take good care of her and prepared some relief medicine. This Friday was also the day when Husi invited Wan to watch a racing car. Husi has a very money-burning hobby of racing. Coincidentally, there is a race tonight, so I invited Wan to come and cheer for him. The driver sent Wan to Qingqing Mountain, a famous mountain racing ground with rugged terrain and steep terrain. The complex and changeable mountain roads greatly test the skills of racing drivers. When Wan arrived, Huasi was wearing a driver's specially designed protective suit and couldn't hide his handsome demeanor. There were already many people around him, and he was having a verbal battle with Gu Zhanqing. "Oh my, Xiao Wan has arrived. You must give your brother a good cheer today." Huasi pulled Wan and sat next to Gu Zhanqing. "Then I wish brother Hua a successful start and unparalleled success." Wan knew this well, wearing countless clothes and not flattering others. "You're still considerate, sit down quickly. The game is about to start, I'm going to play." After speaking, Huasi put on his helmet and entered the venue. His car is Koenigsegg, but due to the regulations of the racing system, modifications are limited, but the top-level racing performance cannot be underestimated. When the referee gave a command, Huasi, as Wan wished, rode the dust and led far ahead. The competition became sticky in the last lap. Haas and a racing car from behind are constantly competing for first place, with a sharp bend ahead and the most crucial race point before the finish line. On the field, only the constant roar of racing cars remained, and everyone in the audience held their breath. Huasi relies on advanced technology to quickly break downshifts, track brakes, throttle transitions, balance, accelerate, and throttle a series of operations, with just right control over time, angle, and range. A perfect bend overtaking left the opponent behind and steadily crossed the finish line to stop. "Wow! Cow P. Everyone in the audience waved flags and shouted, excitedly embracing each other and dancing. Wan is no exception. "Yeah, we won. Brother Hua is the champion." The speed and passion of racing, as well as the enthusiastic cheers from the audience, all made Wan fall in love with this sport. Looking at Wan's excited expression, Gu Zhanqing suggested that Huasi could teach her how to race cars. Huasi, who had just squeezed out of the crowd, said, What's going on?" when chatting with a little cutie and selling him for favors. "Brother Hua, you are so amazing. You are truly unparalleled." Seeing Huasi, Ruan's starry eyes would burst out. "Ha, that's for sure. I'll teach you when you have time, but let's go quickly now. The reporter should come over later." Huasi quickly pushed Wan and Gu Zhan into the driver's lounge. After changing off their racing suits, the three of them avoided the reporter and sneaked away through the back door. Considering that no one had eaten, we went to the Saloja feast together for a late-night snack. Wan, don't worry. I've said hello to your brother and we'll take you home after dinner. Come and see what you want to eat. Wan took over the menu and ordered some lighter dishes. Huasi and Gu Zhanqing added 2 more and it was almost enough. "When will Grandma Gu and Grandpa return to China?" "I'm waiting to wish him a birthday." Huasi asked Grandpa Gu for news. "Grandpa's body has been well adjusted and he will be back next week. How many people are concerned about the old man's health? This birthday banquet will definitely be lively." Yes, at a critical moment, Grandpa Gu's physical condition also directly affects the business landscape and stock market of the Gu family. By the way, how are Uncle Gu and Aunt? Still the same as before? Wan, you don't know. Since starting kindergarten, Gu Zhanqing has been abandoned by his parents in his old house and has been traveling around the world together. Grandma Gu would be envious of someone else's granddaughter, so she would dress him up in a small dress and dress him up as a little girl, ha. Upon hearing the gossip exposed by Huasi, Ruan's soul of eating melons burned fiercely. "Really, Brother Hua, I don't believe it unless you show me evidence. Can I still deceive you? The photos are still in the old house, and there are also photos of wearing wigs." Ha. Okay, Brother Hua, you need to show me then." These 2 bystanders were discussing his embarrassing childhood, and Gu Zhanqing's face was about to turn black. hurriedly interrupted, "The dishes are here, let's eat first." Huasi quietly blinked at Wan, indicating that he would discuss it privately. "The dishes of the banquet are all exquisite and easy to eat. Ro's appetite has been expanding recently, and I don't know if it's due to pregnancy. Try this steamed sea bass, it's their signature dish." Seeing Wan eating delicious food, Gu Zhanqing turned the newly served perch in front of her. Unexpectedly, Wan, who had just swallowed a bite of rice, suddenly let out a dry vomit. "Nausea, what's going on? Why are you feeling unwell again? Have you seen a doctor?" Gu Zhanqing quickly got up and walked behind Wan, helping to pat her back. He took the warm water handed over by Huasi and put it in Ruan's hand. "Also, did you feel uncomfortable before?" Huasi also anxiously asked. "It's okay, it's just that my stomach has been feeling unwell lately and I can't smell any meat or fish." Wan reluctantly suppressed the nauseating feeling with warm water, and quickly reached out to transfer the plate of base to the farthest point. After hearing this, Huasi immediately asked the waiter to prepare a bowl of vegetable congee. "Don't eat if you can't smell it. I'll have some congee later." Compared to Huasi's actions, Gu Zhanqing stood on the side with a pensive expression, his dark eyes fixed on Wan. "Thank you, Brother Hua. I have nothing to do, let's continue eating." Gu Zhanqing looked at her straight without saying a word. Wan couldn't help but be a little worried and couldn't help but change the subject. Chapter 10. Inheritors of a wealthy family who have been drugged with elixirs. Heavy multiplication X neighbor's poor adoptive daughter 10. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ruan's heart was beating uncontrollably after eating a meal. Fortunately, she didn't have any other reactions afterwards. Gu Zhanqing occasionally looked at her and wondered what she was thinking. Finally, the meal ended, and Wan secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Gu Zhanqing suddenly suggested to Huasi that he should come to see off Wan. "I'll just come and deliver it. It's just on the way, you don't need to make another trip." "Okay, safely take Wan home." "Goodbye, Wan sister, be careful on the way." "Goodbye to Brother Hua." Wan sat nervously in the passenger seat, watching Gu Zhanqing drive with a deep gaze without saying a word. Unable to bear the oppressive atmosphere, she took the initiative to speak up and break the calm. "This road doesn't seem to be the way home, does it?" "No, I'll take you to the hospital first." "I won't go to the hospital, I said it's okay." "Who wants you to make your own decisions?" Wan was startled like a cat with its tail stepped on, a face full of anger and panic. In Gu Zhanqing's view, it was just a feeling of guilt and fear. Thinking of what Lu Zhanyuan had said before about the little girl being bullied at school, and the fact that the Lu couple couldn't care about her situation. There are many causes of nausea, and this is not the first time she has experienced this symptom. Don't shy away from seeking medical treatment. Your current body needs to be checked. Only after the illness is cured will you not feel uncomfortable anymore. For Ruan's stubbornness, Gu Zhanqing could only coax and forcefully appease the bare child. Sure enough, seeing his displeased expression, Wan could only obediently sit in the passenger seat. Since the man is determined to take her for a check-up, he only hopes that he can bear this surprise. Gu's hospital. Yes, I've been feeling nauseous when I smell meat recently. Arrange all possible tests to find out the cause. Gu Zhanqing was communicating with the chief physician, but Wan sat in a chair and was lying in a mess. All the examinations were completed within half an hour, and Wan and Gu Zhanqing waited quietly for the results. Director Li, who received the blood test report, looked at the HCG value and broke out in a cold sweat. I'm not mistaken, the little girl brought by Gu Xiao isn't that big. What irresponsible scumbag is it? Director Li, who was too shocked to believe, pulled Wan and asked about her recent physical condition. Yes. Drowsiness, changes in appetite. On the side, Gu Zhanqing watched his chief physician's expression become increasingly firm, suspecting whether he had taken stimulant drugs. The last question is, when was the last menstrual period? When asked such a private question for the first time, Wan replied hesitantly, about 2 months ago, I was never quite sure. You're pregnant. What are you saying? Say it again. Gu Zhanqing immediately bounced up from the chair, his pupils contracting violently and his voice trembling. Miss Ruan is pregnant. It seems that it should be around a month, and more specific data can also be subject to specialized examinations. Director Li had already digested the shock in his heart, but was frightened by Gu Xiao and his heart lifted again. Ruan, who had known the result early on, cooperated with a slightly surprised expression, but the dog man seemed to be knocked unconscious by Director Li's words, looking at her in confusion and shock. A month ago. A month ago, it was not the same night as my own traditional Chinese medicine. But how could it be, how could it be? Ruan. This child. Gu Zhanqing was so excited that he couldn't say a word. But Miss Ruan's body is relatively thin and weak. For the health of the fetus and herself, it is important to pay attention to supplementing nutrition and maintaining a comfortable mood. Director Li earnestly instructed. Thank you very much, Director Li. Please give me the report form. Only the 3 of us can know about today's matter. I hope Director will know. Gu Zhanqing hesitated for a long time, barely calmed down, took the report, and pulled Ruan out of the hospital. Director Li, who had secretly speculated, was uncertain. He seems to know something he shouldn't know. At first glance, the 2 of them had a close relationship, but Gu Xiao's health has always been his responsibility, and he has long been sentenced to death for his offspring. The car was parked in the underground garage without starting, and neither of them made a sound. Gu Zhanqing is obviously still quietly digesting what just happened. Ruan, that night, right? It's mine. Gu Zhanqing, you're right, it's yours. Ruan nodded lightly and admitted directly. Long silence. Ruan, you're still young, this child. Gu Zhanqing's smile was so deep just now, and he hesitated to say these words, feeling so painful. What are you saying? You want me to kill the child? I don't. You scumbag. You scumbag. She's my child, you don't have the right to decide. Ruan didn't wait for him to finish speaking before starting to accuse, tears in her eyes still lingering, angrily accusing Gu Zhanqing. No, I didn't ask you to terminate the child, I was just afraid that you wouldn't want to. I don't want to hurt you. He forcefully hugged Ruan tightly and explained anxiously. No one knew that when he spoke this sentence, it was like a knife wrenching his heart, as if he had executed himself. But now he understands Ruan's meaning and she is willing to keep the child. She is willing. A huge surprise filled my heart, and the sound of my heartbeat echoed in my chest. He kept patting his back gently to comfort Ruan. Soft and soft, it's my fault, it's my overthinking. Don't cry, okay? Just cry. Sob. You're a big scumbag. A heartless man. Sob. Ruan was buried in his arms, crying even more sadly and constantly pounding his chest with her fists. Okay, stop crying, be good, be soft, stop crying. The person in his arms kept sobbing and sobbing, which almost broke his heart. I'm also afraid. Woo. I never even thought about hurting it, it's just you. It's all my fault, it's all my fault. Stop crying. Punish me whatever you want, be good. Gu Zhanqing patiently and gently comforted Ruan, holding a small person in his arms as if filling a vacant corner of his heart. Gradually, the crying subsided, and Ruan fell asleep directly in his arms, with a gentle breath echoing in her ears. Gu Zhanqing couldn't help but raise the corner of his mouth high. His eyes were filled with love and gentle restraint, but unfortunately no one saw it. Soft, soft. The soft murmur was swallowed up in the darkness. Wan, who had a good night's sleep, found herself sleeping in a small building last night and didn't know how Gu Zhanqing brought him back. In the courtyard, Butler Li is watering the flowers. Good morning, Uncle Li. How did I get back last night? Good morning Miss Wan, you fell asleep last night. It was Gu Xiao who sent you back to the bedroom, and the maid helped you change your clothes. Okay, thank you Uncle Li. I want to have a sandwich today. I'll instruct someone to prepare it for you. Without the company of sauce, Wan felt that life was lacking something. I don't know how the sauce is, have you lost some weight? Meow meow, How did you hear the sound of sauce? Do you think of hallucinations when you think about it? Meow, 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 a golden little head peeked through the door, isn't it just sauce? Sauce, sauce, I miss you so much. Did you sneak out? Wan held the sauce in her arms and sucked heavily. Sauce obediently reached out her claws and hugged her neck, gently licking her face with her little tongue. It misses you very much, occasionally thinking of running outside at home. Gu Zhanqing stood at the entrance, watching the interaction of one person and one cat with a gentle expression on his face. You must be the one who always thinks about running away because you're not good at it. Sauce still likes me the most. Wan looked at the handsome man with a shameful heart, but her mouth stiffened. Gu Zhanqing suddenly lowered his head and whispered. Yeah, me too,